Welcome to the podcast, Working Drummer. Dynamic interviews that tell you everything you need to know about being a professional drummer and a few things you may not want to know. Produced by Mike Jackson and hosted by myself, Matthew Crouse.
I want to talk about Nashville Drummer Jam. And your involvement in it in the past and what you've done and kind of your impression on it.
Man, well, first of all, it's a great opportunity to be a part of something, again, because I'm one of those guys that loves to get myself out beyond, being just a stage drummer. Mm-hmm. It sets the stage for you to also personalize yourself in front of people, what I'm saying? If you will. It gets you closer to them, makes it more intimate, what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm all about that kind of thing. Like, again, there's things that obviously you keep to yourself, but when it comes to something like this, it's such a fun thing because you get to hang out with your buddies. Yeah. You get to talk shop, talk drums, talk life, talk touring, whatever. And then you get up and you get to play one song of a band that obviously, guys like myself, we, gritted our teeth to, the only one that I'd done up to this point is the Rush one. And that was so much fun. Great band, so much fun to perform and to see so many other drummers. There was a lot of drummers that I'd never met before, but they knew me or in that realm. And to watch them perform, you're like going, wow. Yeah, there's some ridiculous talent in this town, dude.
It's amazing.
It is unbelievable.
Right.
So to see that and then to be like, hang out with them. And then, of course, after somebody gets up and just kills it, you're like going, oh, I got to kill it. I got to get up there, So you're like literally.
Well, because the opposite does not work.
Oh, no. I would watch people. They'd watch somebody and they'd kill it. And so they would go backstage and put on their headphones, like listening to their song, like, okay, I got that. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, making sure that they weren't going to get up and flub it because nobody wanted to be the first guy that messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wanted to be that guy. Yeah. So, but everybody was just murdering it and did a great job. So the Rush thing was amazing. And then obviously now this one.
Right. So there was the Rush one. There was the Stuart Copeland, which was number 6. Number 7, and it's already been announced, is Alex Van Halen. So tell me about your experience with Van Halen growing up, when you first discovered Van Halen. And
I'll tell you, it was very early. Well, I say early, but like the first, I was born in 72. The first album that I was like, oh my God, was 1984. And then I had to go backwards. Like, that's the thing with me. Like, any band, I'll hear something that's at that time that I may not recognize or whatever. I'll get into it. And it's like, okay, now I gotta move backwards and see what their back, the back albums were. But
that's what responsible musicians do.
Oh, exactly. There you go. But 1984 was the first album that like I was just like, holy cow. Picture of a baby smoking a cigarette on it. Just like, okay, whatever. I was into it. I dig it. Kind of thing. But so I listened to that album, and then if obviously Jump was the radio song, but I got into Panama, Top Jimmy. Gosh, and if you didn't get into Hot for Teacher, you were just un-American. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. Anything on that album was just unbelievable. And I think it was like, that to me, and not that none of the albums previous to that were the coming out of who Alex Van Halen was. He's a phenomenal drummer, and if you didn't know those albums though, and 1984 was the first album you heard, you're like, holy cow, that drummer's amazing.
It was a good introduction.
Absolutely, it was a great introduction. It was like the mainstream one that really pushed some things out there. And so, I started there, and then, of course, I had to go back and get Diver Down and Van Halen 2 and Women and Children First, which is the album that I'm doing something off of. I'm doing something off of Women and Children First called Take Your Whiskey Home. Okay. And great song, kind of just like a little swingy kind of tune, if you will.
Yeah, and I don't know that song. Tell me about what's going on with that. Is there anything about that you're like, okay, I'm going to have to work this out, or is it just going to be fun to just sit down and play?
It's just a fun rock song to play that's got this little da 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 da, like this just little swingy kind of thing happening to it, Yeah. And I was like, I could go and play something off of 5150 or Van Hagar, if you will.
Right,
that
right.
kind of thing. Whatever. I could do any of that kind of stuff, but like I'd rather be old school. I'm an old school guy. I'm 43. You know what I'm saying? Like, let somebody else do, something off of those albums. I'm gonna go backwards and I'm gonna go do something that it's not the song that everybody like.
You never know.
But it's one of those songs
You
like,
never know.
I remember that song. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's a killer song.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and honestly, like in talking to Nix about it, I pulled that one out of the hat. He was like, dude, thank you. Because he wanted somebody to do something old school. And I was
Yeah,
like, I'll
yeah.
do it. I'm in. You
Yeah.
know? So we're going to do that one. It's a great song.
I think it's great that, here it is. There's a tribute to this great drummer whose brother is this iconic guitar player.
Yeah.
And when I came to the Rush tribute, the place was packed with drummers.
Oh yeah. I mean, who's going to have a Rush show and then not have
Or Bonham or Picaro or any of them, or
Exactly.
any of them.
Absolutely.
But I think the unique thing about this is that there's going to be a lot of guitar players in the
Well,
audience.
you know why? Because Eddie Van Halen was originally a drummer, and Alex was a guitar player, and then they switched roles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And obviously, it worked out for both of them very, very well.
I'd say so. I'd say so. So December 14th is the show. Exit in.
Exit in. Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome. So,
Can't wait, man. It's going to be good to see everybody again, and good to get up and have fun. And I guess I can throw on some spandex for that.
Okay.
Being it that old, you think I could, or should I?
If you're doing it now, man, I'd say
stick
you're
with
good to
what
go.
got
And
me
if you
there.
don't, there'll probably be extras in the back. We're going to be there.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna have a room in the back. We might stream live, we might not, but we're gonna have video and all that stuff raring to go. So, just for anybody that's kind of checking out things, we'll be there, and rehearsal videos and show videos and all that stuff. So,
Nashville Drummer Jam. Yeah, everybody come out and get to this, man. Like, even if you're not a drummer, like just the fact that you get to hang out and with some of these guys that are out touring. Like, it's not just it's about the drumming community and what we can do there. Honestly, it's for great cause.
right.
So,
I don't want to make sure that's mentioned that this stuff is for a charity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a great cause, great charity. And honestly, like, I have to say this about drummers, like, and musicians in general, but like, when it comes to something like this, like, we're the first ones to jump at this kind of thing. It's not for our personal reasons as much as it is to help the community at large. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the main focus here. We want to get up, we want to have fun, we want to smile at somebody. We honestly want somebody to mess up so that we can all laugh at them.
Exactly.
But the honesty is that
Yeah.
we really do this because we love what we do as musicians, but we also, this is another small way that we get to give back.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, thanks.
Dude, thank you so much. Matt,
Yeah.
you're amazing, man. I loved it. And that's
Appreciate
been an
it, man.
awesome day.
Cool. Thanks. Good luck with your move.
Thank you very much. I'll do so.